Baby, let's go!
Atlanta, we go over there. We killing you.
This game, it's my second game. We love Charlotte FC.
Go Charlotte, baby.
And if anyone on the team wants to marry me, you can.
Oh, that's kind of anyways, we'll skip right over that.
Anyways, delete that out of the video, please. My mom would be so disappointed. I love everyone here. We're going to Graham Street. See you there.
Yeah, I think tonight.
But we're Charlotte. And you know what we say to all the other people?
What do we say?
Say it.
FC.
Charlotte FC.
No, the second goal was Westwood. No, the second goal was Westwood.
Oh, that we conceded? Should have done better though on the second goal that we conceded. Like.
We love Christian, Selena.
I don't know. What can March do better?
Selena is absolutely top notch. We're
Top
so
notch.
proud of him. We love him and Charlotte. Yeah, he did a great job.
Like when you go on Kalina's website, you give them like a 5-star Yelp review.
Absolutely, 100% every time.
Damn, I ain't got no interview tonight. Anyway, over here at Queen City. CLTFC fans, by the fans, damn it.
Hey, George. I got it. Is it CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans?
Damn it.
Damn it! Welcome
Damn it.
one, welcome all to another edition of live 9 p.m. YouTube and later on when it's recorded of CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it! That is my boy. I always get Lee. There's Jorge, Top Bin 90, hanging out, and special guest Connor T, also known as Teddy Stan. Connor came up to us, and every home game, we're right outside the East Gate, and we do the fan interviews. And he gave us some really good content. And Lee was like, "Yo, man, come on the show." Connor's like, "I'm on the show." So welcome, Connor, and welcome all y'all out there. What's up?
What's going on?
Thanks for having me on, guys.
For sure.
Man, this is really gonna suck. I can barely hear you guys, man.
You can't.
Don't
turn
have
your
time to
speaker up?
troubleshoot it. Huh?
You can't turn your speaker up or
All the way
anything.
up.
Well, whatever.
I'm gonna give up. I'm just gonna read lips all night.
All right. We'll see how that works.
Yep. So, man, we got some things to talk about. Jorge tried to start a rumor today.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Tried to start a rumor.
He tried to
Everything I
start a
said
rumor.
was factual.
It was factual.
Yes,
What was factual about it?
that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has interest in coaching Charlotte FC, that he visited the facilities,
Ooh.
that Charlotte's had a turbulent season. What about those three things is a lie?
It's 3.
He did visit, did he not?
What's that?
He visited the stadium.
No, he visited the facilities.
Okay.
Yeah, not Bank of America, but the actual.
Hold on. How are they going to have another coach come in and while we still have Latanzio and visit the facility? I mean, how'd that go down?
So, Ollie is touring the U.S., right? He went to D.C. He stopped by Charlotte. He stopped by Atlanta, and he went and he's going to other places. He's interested in coaching in MLS. Charlotte, as a courtesy, let him come and tour the facility, right? That does not mean that the story that we put out about him being interested is totally correlated together, but both things are true. He visited and that he has interest in coaching Charlotte FC.
And we've had a
Oh, that's
turbulent
very
season.
political of you, Jorge.
What do you want me to say? Nothing I said was
Truth,
a lie.
nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Exactly.
Was
Now,
he there last night?
Charlotte being interested in Ollie, that could be a totally different story.
Did he get the tour last night? Was he there at the event? then?
No, he was there before the Toronto game last week.
Talk about the Toronto game. How do you have her name tag?
We were just hanging out last night, and I was like, Zelly, you're on the intro now. I put her in there twice, and I said I'm gonna take your name tag and show it. So there you go.
Yeah, it was funny though. I hit the start for the intro, and then about 3 minutes into it, I realized I hadn't hit the go live button, so it wouldn't push that.
I wondered about that because I saw it said going live like 2 minutes into it, and I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah. So sorry about that for the folks that actually want to watch the intro. So let's talk about that Toronto game, man. Did Toronto play that bad, or I guess I should reword it. Is Toronto that bad, or did we play that good?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think Toronto is still a bad team. Obviously, they're going to be the wooden spoons of MLS, or officially are, right? They've had a terrible season. Their star player, Insigne, has not been the player that they're expecting him to be. You see talent in there, but it's not a consistent talent that, it has taken this team to the next level. If anything, they fired Bob Bradley. Right, so it's a team that has a lot of things gone wrong for them this season. And Charlotte, in my opinion, hasn't been great, but we also haven't been terrible, right? We've been, for the most part, we've been a bad team, right? But I don't think we've been a terrible team, right? And the last couple of weeks, we saw little stints of the team playing well at times and then giving up leads, right? And then right before this Toronto game, right, we looked lifeless in our game right before. At Cincinnati, we got destroyed, and we came to Charlotte, and I think it was a good lifeline for this team to perform, right, in Charlotte. And to be honest, they got a little lucky and got some penalties and got some things going their way to kind of boost them in this match. So I think it's a little bit of both. Toronto not playing well, and Charlotte playing better.
Connor, did you go to the Toronto game?
I think that's where we had the conversation.
Yeah.
Was that the conversation? I thought. Hold on. Oh, we played Chicago away. That's right. We did have the conversation there.
Yeah, because
Connor.
He can't hear or
got
think.
into a little bit of a disagreement about Capetti. Go ahead, Connor.
Well, Capetti had nothing to do with that game. I mean, it was.
You're absolutely right. It had nothing to do with that game.
No, we were walking by, and I've been having the conversations with other people, that I've been going to the games with. My buddy Chris, he likes Swiderski a lot, and I like Capetti, and he's like, go in there, to tell him what you think. And I just, my main point was like, I think there's a general hatred of Capetti around the stadium that I still think is unjustified. And I just think he's a good player who's underperforming. But the Toronto game itself, they're a bad team and they have nothing to play for, and we have something to play for, and that's the difference. I mean, we've been close in a bunch of matches, should have won a couple that we tied. And Toronto,
I mean, he did miss like 2 open headers, right?
Well, that's the underperforming. But I think my only point is when I'm watching, I know that he's a good player on the field that makes a difference, and he knows where to be. And the only reason he's missed 2 headers is because he got in the right positions to miss those headers. And then obviously you got to perform better. He only has a couple goals in the season. You should have more,
Yeah,
but
I think there's like some. I think with Capetti, I think it's the way his attitude sort of comes across. Like,
but I think he's
just
got a lot better.
I don't mind him having a chip on his shoulder when he's playing by any means, but it just seems like you just don't give a shit.
See, I don't think that. Like, I think he's on the field, he's bothering defenders, like he's passionate, like he's putting it all down on the field. Like, and I think he flops a lot. People don't like that. And he complains a lot. People don't like that. But like, I just think that's a style. I mean, he's Argentinian, right? So it's like that's like his style of play, and like I think it puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But I see it a completely different way. Like I think he's a dog out there, and like I think he gets in the right positions. He just needs to perform better, you know. But like I don't get. Like I said, just people don't like him. I hear boos around the stadium when he's getting subbed off, and I don't know what I think he's underperforming, but I think he's a superstar on the team. I mean, Swiderski's our one. Is he not our two? I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem, right? I mean,
your two's underperforming is definitely the problem, but is it cause for boos around the stadium in his first season where they're?
Sometimes though, I feel like the booing that the fans do is not so much at the players, right? I mean, we typically support the players during the game and after the game, right? We don't boo them as much as we do maybe. For what I hate to say, but the refs. Go ahead, Jorge. What you think?
No, I was listening to what you were saying.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something.
My thing is, I'll say something. I think Capetti's gotten better as time gone, because the flopping is what does irritate a lot of fans, including myself. But to Connor's point, that is his style of play, and I do think he draws a lot of attention. It feels like, you know, just this season with him being out for so long that he just never really got it going enough. But you know, he had that kid and you know, had a little baby with him when he was walking out the other day onto the pitch, and I think he's not flopping as much as he used to, so it's not as irritating, but it is an important part of his game. And I agree with you, Connor. I think his energy, and like I love what you said, like he's a dog out there. He really does bring that attitude. And I remember, Jorge, did you see that one picture they had up of him on the wall, like just looking so scary last night at the facilities? Like it was one that Capetti, like, yeah, he's like, and he looks menacing, you know?
Yeah.
And he's got those crazy blue eyes and stuff. So yeah, I'm all for Capetti, but I just feel like this season he's gotten better with the flopping, but he hasn't really gotten going yet because of the injuries and whatever else.
Yeah, I mean, I think both things can be true. I think Copetti has had moments where you see that there's brilliance in him, right? Like someone mentioned, like he's always a nuisance to defenders. He's drawn some of our penalties, right? Some crucial ones at that, right? But at the same time, in my opinion, you judge a player by, you know, how they fit the roster, right? And as a designated player, you're going to have a bigger role in every team, and you're expected more. Like, look at Swiderski. He has 14 or 15 goals already this season, right? And a guy that's played the 10, that's played the 9, that's played at the wing, right? I mean, in an underperforming team, he still has to perform. That, to me, is a sign of a good DP, right? Enzo has had moments, but it hasn't been consistent moments. And when he's in the games where he hasn't played well, right, it's more of you start seeing all the negative things that he does, right? The talking to the referees too much, the getting the yellow cards, the when he gets subbed out, being angry, just different things like that rub people the wrong way, right? And so, in my opinion, he's done well in some games, but as a DP, you're always going to be expected to do more.
And I think I agree. He has to do more, and I think it's more just the fans that I think is like what I'm talking about. And like I do agree. You're saying he gets subbed off. He's pissed off, but he's complaining to the refs. But like that's a passionate soccer player. That's a passionate football player, and like you can't ask for both. Like he's not a mid-level player. He's gonna be pissed when he gets subbed off, and he's gonna be pissed when things aren't going his way. And
well, I think you get both with Ashley Westwood. You see Westwood out there angry and passionate, and then you see him put in bangers for the team. You see him be a proper captain to Charlotte FC. You can see both that passion, and you can see the talent as well.
But they're different players.
I think there's a level of stuff that you take from a 9, right? Like if if Enzo is putting goals in left and right, like say a prime Suarez at Liverpool was, right? You kind of accept that he's going to annoy and do all this extra stuff because he's performing to a level that's above what you expect, right? You can't be doing all of this and not performing at a level that it isn't acceptable to a DP. And that's where I see why people get angry.
So what happens if Carroll leaves and he
Liverpool.
becomes our number one?
Say that again?
What happens if Carroll Swiderski leaves in the offseason and Capetti becomes our number one? Do you think he will score more and maybe have more of a leadership? I don't know. I'm just wondering if he's the number one guy next year, how does that change him if it doesn't change him at all?
The number one guy needs to be scoring goals, needs to be putting the team on his back, needs to be a Honey Mokhtar, a Lucho Acosta, a type of player that's going to come into this team and actually lead this team, right? You know, if he's going to act the way he acts, that's fine, but put the goals behind it. I don't care the attitude. I'm good with it. Blocking us, I don't care, right? Just put in the goals. That's what you get paid for, right? To Carl's point, right, there has to be a significant improvement in the type of service he receives as well, right? Because I think one of the things that you can't deny from Enzo is that he works hard on the pitch, right? On the ball and off the ball, right? So I think that's important. But also at the same time, there's been games where he hasn't played well.
Yeah, I mean, the man does hustle. I've said that all along, right? And I don't know. I think, like you said, I mean, if you're making DP money, I mean, you got to sort of put DP performances in, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you have
I know he was injured for a little bit.
In Yakumakis at Atlanta, who's been balling out since he came in. He came in around the same price point as Enzo Copetti and around the same type of money that Enzo is on. First season, new league, same expectations. He's been thriving with tons of goals, while Copetti has been doubted a lot. So, I mean, that's two DP strikers that have come into this league. One is performing at an exceptional level. One, you can see stints. And that's where we come in with what Lee's saying, like, okay, this is a DP player, has to perform like a DP. U22 players, same thing. Players like Ashley Westwood are on what, 800K of GAM, right? He's showing that he's worth 800K in GAM and is the captain at Charlotte FC. Right?
But do you think it's the lack of service, like Johnny's saying here?
It's more than that, though.
More than that.
I mean, it could be. I mean, how many goals did he have last season? Where did he play?
He played at Racing.
You know, and like he had a ton of goals. You know, and he's not having a ton of goals now. And is it just the fact that he's underperforming? Is the system wrong for him? It's
better league.
It's a better league. You know, there's obviously a couple things, but
yeah.
I just think when you bring in a guy who you want to say is one of your superstars, I just think for the fans to turn on, the fans seem to have turned on. You guys, I don't know, but it's just like the only reason I'm on is because I can tell. It's not even like it's just like a passive conversation. You talk to people. I've talked to people in the stadium who are like, he's not. I don't like him. Blah blah. You know, like I just didn't get the general hatred towards him. I mean, I understand what you guys are saying. He's an underperforming.
Yeah, I mean, there's no hate, right? I think the thing that really kind of, and we'll get off the petty subject.
Well, I think people do like. I mean, like there's games where he's done well, and people still get mad at him for X, Y, and Z. And to be honest, he has missed. Like, think about that game against Toronto. There was a clear header that he should have put away. That's just the reality. If you're a DP, you got to put those away. Yeah. Right, so you're bringing to yourself hate, and that's warranted because you're a DP, right? It's the same thing, right? Like when Miami got eliminated, all the pictures were of Messi, right? Because that's the star player. That's the player people are going to focus on, right? Whether you like it or not, whether it's good, it's going to be Messi's face. Whether it's bad, it's going to be Messi's face, and people are going to be making fun of him.
I just think
that's what a DP is supposed to be like. And like NC German said, right? Like Swiderski has still performed. Regardless of what the team around him is, regardless of what position he's been played at, he's still performing.
But the fans should be behind him, is my only point. is that he's our guy. It's his first year. He's supposed to be a superstar. He may be underperforming. We're still in a playoff hunt. To be like he definitely knows the fans are not 100% behind him. And he is a player who's emotional, and it's bothered him in the past. And
but again, he brings that upon himself, right? I mean, just
A
like,
lot
for
of
instance,
it.
we were in Nashville and we're at the game. All the players go out, warm up. As they're coming in, we're literally standing over where the players go through the tunnel, right? Petty, for some reason, has to go fuck around and do some shit up here and be the last guy in. So everybody's going in, clapping, clapping, clapping. Petty comes in, we're all cheering him, and he doesn't even acknowledge us, right? It's just small stuff like that that is, and I guess he could also be pissed off that we keep dragging him through the mud. But, again, I mean, it all boils down to, like, if you're a DP, you got to be performing. He hasn't been performing as well. It could be our system for sure, right? I mean, I see him make those runs and we never put the ball through
Yeah.
to him. But again, like people have said, I mean,
I don't necessarily
Carroll's
think
adapted.
it's the system. It's
What?
really the type of players that he has. Some of the crosses that we do are ineffective. People aren't able to find him, and he hasn't had that connection. Like Breck de Jagere in the last press conference where he scored that scorpion, talked a lot about when he first came in, Karol Swiderski and him connected, and Karol said, hey, this is the type of runs I make. This is what I'm doing, to try to understand him, right? To try to build that chemistry. One, because Swiderski saw that in Brecht, you have a player that has quality, right? And you need that in a team, right? I do not know. I haven't heard Enzo or Karol talk about each other and talk about, unless they're asked, unless they're saying, hey, how's that relationship going, right? It's not coming out of their mouths that they're working on that and getting better at that. So I think that's important to note as well, right? So the chemistry with the players around him doesn't seem like it's been great, right? In terms on the pitch, right? And two, like he's had ineffective wingers, right? He's had players that just haven't been up to par on the expectations that we're expecting from the system, because he was brought in because he fits what Lattanzio wants, right? A player that's aggressive, a player that's going to score goals, that's going to work hard on and off the ball, right? Those are important qualities that Lattanzio looked at when he was bringing in a guy like Enzo Copetti.
All right, Copetti.
All right.
Wrap it
I
up.
think we beat that to death. Petty, this is what we need you to do, man. We need you to go out and score a hat trick against Miami on a week from tonight, and we'll just put it to rest.
That's the beauty too. If they go on a run and they start scoring goals left and right, that's the beauty of MLS, right? We haven't been great all season. That's the reality. But you can still make playoffs, and you can get hot in the right moment and take us on a deep run, right?
Are they going to beat Miami next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Everything says yes. The reality is with Charlotte, you don't know what to expect.
Charlotte's going to Charlotte, man.
Charlotte against Toronto, so that was good.
I mean, what Johnny says here, right, definitely is a valid point. It doesn't make sense to have two DPs whose skills have. And we definitely don't play the formation for them to kind of work in tangent, in my opinion. But regarding Miami, I don't know, man. I don't know. Do we know if Messi's completely out or not? I keep seeing mix and max.
So here's the thing about Messi. Argentina has a game on the 17th, right? Charlotte play Miami in Miami on the 18th. So the reality is that it's going to be virtually impossible for Messi to play that first game in Miami, right? So I'd say we most likely won't see him, and a good amount of players that are going to be coming back from international break. Your Kamal Miller's, David Ruiz was, but he's having his own issues with Honduras, so he might play. But there's multiple players in that squad that might not make it, or if they do, I don't see Tata saying, you know what, let me risk these guys who've just played, put them in this game that doesn't really mean anything to us. So we have an advantage there where, Inter Miami isn't going to be playing their full strength squad, and I think that would include Messi. Now, the game in Charlotte, there's a possibility that we could see Messi, right?
On the turf?
That's exactly where I was going. There's a lot of other elements or a lot of other things that have to happen for that to be a thing. And a lot of what we were expecting for Messi to play isn't there, right? He's going to be playing on a turf field. The game doesn't mean anything to Miami, right? But he might want to travel with the squad as good spirits, right? And say, you know what, I'm a competitor and let me play 30 minutes. I mean, that's what we're banking on. That's the reality. We're not banking on Miami needing him to play. We're banking on Messi wanting to be here and wanting to play that game.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what Johnny's saying is, right? I just don't know if Messi's going to play in Charlotte for no reason on turf.
Yeah, but he's Mr. Apple TV MLS now, you know.
When he skipped the Atlanta game.
I know, I understand that, but at the same time, you know, if he has an ability to be there, but the thing about the 18th, I didn't know that because even coming back from Argentina, there's no way he's going to play on the 18th.
If we're not,
does that mean Swiderski's going to be back?
So Swiderski plays with Poland and against Moldova in the UEFA Euro qualifiers on the 15th, meaning that he has 3 days to come back. So I think in that time frame, he comes back and trains, right? Maybe one session with the team. I don't see him starting, but I think there's a high possibility that we see him get some minutes in that game because we're going to need him. That's the reality. If he can make it and train once with the team, put him in there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Why would you not play him? I don't understand. Why would you he's our best player? I mean,
yeah, that would be kind of.
You have to consider a couple of things too, right? How many minutes will he get in these 2 Euro qualifiers for Poland? If he plays 90 and 90, which is likely because Lewandowski, I believe, is injured, right? Then you get a different Swiderski, plus the traveling, plus coming to Charlotte. So coming from Poland, making it here, then having to travel with the team to Miami after playing 2 90-minute matches, right? That could take a toll on a player. Now, if he plays less time, right, and he comes back, right, and Latanja says, okay, we can use him for 30 minutes. We can use him for 45, right? In my opinion, if he plays a lot these next 2 qualifiers, then I wouldn't risk him the whole 90 against Miami, right? I would put him maybe 30, 35 minutes or a second half if we're down the first half, right? And then put him the whole 90 for the match in Charlotte.
Hey, did y'all see that
Charlotte make the playoffs?
Huh?
Does Charlotte make the playoffs?
Does Charlotte make the playoffs? Yeah, I think they will.
You think we get at least 4 points?
I do. I think we get 6.
6.
Wow, I like it. I like it. Hey, did you see that the team is opening up the bank for a watch along next Wednesday? Anyone going to that? Anyone checking that out?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I just saw that.
Torn, man. I'm torn if I want to do that or maybe do a last live watch along.
Yeah, we should. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I can. I could probably whatever. I don't know. Jorge, you live right there, so. But they're gonna let some people sit on the pitch or whatever. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, that email came out earlier today around 2 or something. So I guess some people are gonna go watch it from the stadium and still pay $11 for a beer.
11? What kind of beer are you drinking?
13 at least.
Modelo's like $14, dude.
Like those Modelo's that Jorge had that last night at the
Modelitos, they call them.
Yeah,
those little mini bottles.
They had Coors Light, they had some Pernicious, and something else. But then they had these Modelo's, and they were like the 8-ounce ones. And there's Jorge looking like a giant drinking this little drink.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
well,
man.
Some folks are asking us to do the live watch along. I think it'd be a good one, man. It'd be the last away game of the season unless we make the playoffs. Plus, it's Miami.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm down.
I'll do it. Done. It's a Wednesday night, right?
Watch along. Connor, are you going to go to the bank?
I don't know. When is that? Next Wednesday?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's Wednesday.
Will there be beer showers if we score?
Probably.
Great question.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Beer showers on the turf. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no different than spraying water.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
So we're gonna make the playoffs. That's what you're saying, Jorge.
Huh?
Yeah, you heard it
We're
here
gonna
first.
make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm banking on the team. Listen, this team is good enough to beat Miami, to beat an eliminated Miami twice, who's going to be missing players, right? if Miami needed this game to be alive, it would be a different story, right? Because you would see a lot of these players up for it. Now,
but
that could
Charlotte
be a
always-
double-edged sword where they put in players that want to prove themselves. But at the end of the day, if those players that need to prove themselves aren't starting for a reason, we're there. We have a good enough team to beat them there and to beat them at the bank, right? Especially given that this game means nothing to them and means a lot to Charlotte.
What's the scenario if we win on Wednesday and get 3 points? What's the threshold to make the playoffs? I mean, what do we have to have 4 points?
There's if you make 4 points, you have to have other
things
go your way.
So we got to win both of them.
Yeah, so you have to have 6 points to guarantee to get into the play-in game.
Yeah, and that puts us at 8th.
Yeah, I believe if you tie both, you're eliminated because of the
when the club sent out the playoff, I think it was yesterday, sent out the playoff ticket stuff. I'm like, man, I'm not touching the money. I'm not even opening that email. I'm not even looking at that email.
But you don't want to jinx it?
When they win on Wednesday, it'll be a lot different feeling. You know?
Yeah. So if they win on Wednesday, man, come the that Saturday, the 21st, man, we got to pack that bank, right? I think they said they sold about 60,000 tickets or something. I know that had a lot to do with the Messi effect for sure. But, just to have that place rocking. And
I agree with that, but also, I mean, the beginning of the season we had over 70,000, right?
Yeah, I know.
With no Messi, and I think this game is just as valuable, if not even more, with or without Messi.
Oh yeah,
this could be historic. Like I hear people saying, like Charlotte FC is like every other sports team in Charlotte. I don't want that. I don't care what these other teams are doing. I want our team to make playoffs. I want to see a competitive Charlotte FC. And to me, I'm happy that we can go into these last 2 games with hope and belief that this team can do something versus being angry that we're already eliminated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Wednesday's going to be a big deal in itself, right? And then obviously if we do win, then that following Saturday is going to be huge. And what a way to go out though, man. Like, win a home against Miami, make the play-ins, get to host that first sort of playoff game, if you will. Yeah, it's gonna be hype, man. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I like to see. Like you said, I don't give a shit what the other teams are doing.
Yeah, and too, I think the beauty in terms of what Charlotte FC have, especially in that locker room with them, is like they're all together for this common mission, right? And I think that's very important, right? I think that's an issue Toronto has and other teams have where the locker room isn't unified, right? To me, that's a plus and a bonus that this team, Brett came out and said that after Toronto, everybody's mind was, okay, we got to do it again in Chicago, right? And after that win in Chicago, everybody's mindset is we got to do it again in Miami, right? And so I think they benefit from that. They also benefit from, having this break, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll see, right? But remember, heading into that Miami game in the Cup, a lot of these players you could tell were already gassed by all the traveling, by having to play in Houston, by having to, play so many away games and continue that, right? You saw a more tired Charlotte FC against Inter Miami away, right? This time they get that benefit of having these extra days, most of these players.
I mean, but there was talk about them being anxious playing at home, man. And if we're putting this all on the line, we need those 3 points. I mean, does that come into play too?
They're professionals, man.
I'm
anxious
just saying, man. It's been an excuse before.
Butterflies or not, you got to get out there and perform.
Connor, what do you think?
The game against Chicago, did we dominate? Did we win? I mean, that seems like it was a huge game because if we didn't beat them, the season was virtually over.
I don't necessarily think we played our best game, but we hit at the right moments. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that golazo by Westwood was, out of this world. That's the type of quality that you expect, right, from a good player, an important player at Charlotte FC. To your Copetti point, right, he drew himself a penalty because the defender made a stupid mistake. Right. So, I mean, these were things that went our way, right, that caused us to win that game. Right. So I mean, I think it's a balance of things too, because we've had things that haven't gone our way, right, that have prevented us from getting points. This is kind of, in my opinion, like the universe paying us back.
Are we peaking at the right time?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes. Yes.
This
I
is
mean,
the
because
perfect
essentially
time.
we have to win every game that we play now, right, in
Yeah.
order to make it all the way through and actually win this thing. So
Yeah, but in my opinion, this team is good enough to do that.
I mean,
You know?
I agree with that, right? I mean, you can see.
If you told me we were
feel like
playing,
you can see like the team playing and getting used to this style of play that's been set up.
yeah,
I mean, but then this is a good question, right? I mean, is Latanzio managing for his job right now? I mean, is it on the line? Like you make the play-ins or you're gone.
absolutely, right? Absolutely. If he makes the plans and has a decent run in playoffs, then you really can't question what he's doing, right? Like you can still question it, but it goes down a little bit because he's doing what was promised at the beginning of the season. The reality is during the regular season, the team has underperformed. This squad is good enough to be between 5th and 8th, right? If they finish right at 8th, right, then that's a plus, right? If they go and make a deep playoff run, then that's another plus, and you really can't argue with what he's been doing, right? To a degree, right? I mean, there's still things that I think he needs to improve as a coach, right? That
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
things that he haven't played well, but the reality is that you have to give credit where credit is due. These last 2 games, they've played well under Latanzio, and he got those boys over the line. Those are just the realities.
yeah,
The criticism prior to those 2 games was very warranted. The team hadn't played well.
To me, it comes down to you going into a dead Miami team. You need to be able to beat a team.
Absolutely. And if they aren't able to beat a dead Miami, then the blame goes back on the coach and on the players. That's the reality of the sport that they're playing.
But on Wednesday, they need to be able to go win 3-0, 2-0, no question. I predict the game on Saturday will probably be a little closer, or just it'll be more tense, so you never know. But you need to go to a dead team and show that you're better than them before, don't give them any hope coming back to Saturday.
That's it, right? I mean, if we lose Wednesday, that's going to be tough.
To be honest, man, I don't even care how they play Wednesday. Just get the win.
Yeah.
Right? If it's
I think we play better on the road,
though. Own goal and they win 1-0, I don't care. Win that
Okay.
game. However it takes, you have to win that game. Whether you're on the day or off the day, right? That's what's really going to determine. We really need to see that spirit, that fight, and that hunger. And that's why it's kind of like that Columbus game that we had last year at the bank, where you felt like if you had 10 more minutes, that team could have turned it around, right? I mean, it's going to be the same thing here, but in my opinion, this year it means more because they've had a whole year under Latanzio. Last time, the team was kind of getting its feet wet. Here, there's no room for mistakes this season.
Well, I mean, if we don't win both games, can we still host the playoff?
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't know. I would have to do the calculations because you have to have a lot of results go your way for that to happen.
Yeah, if we win on Wednesday, we'll be the 8th place team. And Montreal, Red Bulls, and Chicago all have a game left, but not against each other. So theoretically, they could all lose because they're also all playing competitive teams who are jarring for spots. We're playing a dead team.
But some of them are playing. Who's New York playing? I think New York is playing like DC, not DC.
No,
I don't know, man. I just say we just go out there and just fucking win them both, man.
Hey, I'm telling you, Connor coming on and giving some love to Capetti. I'm telling you, it's going to bring some sort of energy and good vibes to him, and Capetti's going to kick some ass.
If you're watching, man, hit the sub button for us.
I hope he does. I hope he does.
I hope he does too, man.
I think Johnny makes a great point too. We really got lucky with the Miami getting pumped.
Oh, 100%.
Because that was a red hot Miami in pursuit of a title. Yep. We're getting a Miami that's coming off of a loss, that's going to be missing player that's eliminated.
Yeah, but they're only coming off of a loss because Messi's not in the team, man.
For sure, bro. I mean, Messi's magic, dog. He's the GOAT. That's why.
Next year is the Messi year. This year was never the Messi year. This was the get to the MLS year.
I think, like we had an article come out a while ago, the expectations for Miami, like, obviously you're going to have your trolls saying it's Messi's fault, but, I mean, he came into a terrible team. They won a cup, right? They made a final, right? He was important in those tournaments. The season is done for them. They're good. This is, in my opinion, this is a successful season for Miami with Messi, right? Now the expectation should be next year they have to win the MLS Cup with Messi. This year they're done. They're good. They have nothing left to prove.
So, all right, let's talk score predictions for Wednesday. Connor, what do you think the score is going to be?
3-0.
Charlotte?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Better be.
Yep. JT?
I'm with Connor. 3-0. 3-0.
Charlotte?
Yeah, Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, you got to, you know.
I said we're going to the
man.
playoffs. You know
I can't hear
you. Charlotte.
Jorge, what do you think, buddy?
I think it'll be 2-0.
Charlotte?
Yes.
And Capetti will score a goal and he'll draw a penalty, but Swiderski will kick in because he never lets him take the penalties.
Yeah, I think we're going to lose 2-1.
I have a problem with that statement, and I've heard it before, where Swiderski doesn't let Enzo take the penalty.
I saw it last game. I saw it.
Your number one PK kicker has to take the penalties. I don't care who you are. If Enzo's the number one taker, have him take them all. Swiderski's the number one taker of the penalties. If there's 10 penalties, let him take all 10 penalties. We've seen it. He's been crucial, and he's been putting those penalties away.
I don't know.
That's the reality. I don't care if they have people were like, he should have let Enzo take the second one again. I was like, get out of here with that. We need the win.
I don't care.
We're top of the league with 10 points of head, and Swiderski doesn't want to give him, okay, you have an argument. But right now, we need the points. We need the best shooter to shoot that penalty, and that name is Karol Swiderski. So this agenda that y'all have about him not letting Copetti take the penalties is definitely wrong.
I don't know who said it. All I know is
it's Brian's agenda.
I'm watching the game, and I saw that he wanted to take the penalty, and Swiderski obviously said something to him that was like, no, you're not taking the penalty. I'm taking the penalty.
Which is fair.
Which I'm not saying is fair or not fair. But
if Copetti took that penalty and missed it, all hell would break loose. Why didn't Swiderski take the penalty? Why did he, right?
But the same thing is the thing I like about Swiderski is he said, no, I'm taking it. And then he made it. If you say you're going to take it, you better make it. And he did. So no, you can't complain about that.
Yeah. Damn it.
There's that.
There's that.
I don't know though. You know, I'm kind of bitter still from the World Cup where having the same player taking the penalty comes into play. I mean, you have Harry Kane that you think is going to hit it. Never mind. We get way off track on that.
Bro.
Yeah, it's still going.
Go, man.
Way over. Way over he was.
Yeah.
How many pens did Mbappe take in the World Cup final? I think he took 3. 2 during the game and 1 during the penalty shootout. And he made all 3.
So last night you guys got invited to the new facilities, man. How was that?
Man, honestly, I think it's amazing. I think from touring that facility, it really gives me confidence in terms of what the team is building from the inside out, right? One, they have the advantage of having players, staff, content team, right? From the academy to the first team under one roof, which I think is a great thing, especially if you're like a young player, like looking into one day being a Charlotte FC player. What better motivation than getting to see the first team, right where you're at, right? 2, I think some of the stuff that they had last year where they had to travel, right, ride a bus to different locations to practice, right? That just inconsistency wasn't helping, right? So now you get there, they have a set schedule, they train right across, which is great. And so I think that's beneficial. And honestly, too, the technology that they have there, they've really made a great investment into this facility, right? They made a great investment into this facility that I think we're going to see that players will reap benefits, and us as fans will reap those benefits because our players will overall do better.
Yeah, we had a bit of a video lined up, but I am having all kinds of technical issues, it seems, today. So
Come on, bro.
I go there, I do all the work, I edit stuff.
For real. Lee doesn't
tomorrow morning we'll drop it for real. But
Lee always says, oh, look at these guys. They go to the media stuff. We're the ones doing the work. You're hanging out with all the fans all the time. And then when JT has you do one thing, you don't do it. Come on, dog.
I know. It ain't right, man. It ain't right. No, but it's cool.
Up
Yeah.
that shit.
Facility.
Look, hold on a sec.
You got used to people giving you stuff like that Spurs referee against Liverpool. They just gave you points. You expect JT to just give you the video ready and play it.
What's that? What'd you say?
Nothing. Don't get him started about Spurs.
Oh, I can barely hear, man. I'm telling
Good,
you, I'm
you-
struggling tonight. It's
You
terrible.
didn't want to hear that. So yeah, the facility, and I put my little JT spin on it. I definitely had a good time there last night. I don't know if everyone on the staff really loves me sneaking around looking at certain things, but anyway, the facility is basically like a 5,200 square foot. Your standard industrial. You have all these different units or whatever, and they just took that, they painted it, it blew out all the walls, they made it their own. It's all tucked away like in this neighborhood in East Charlotte near Matthews. But yeah, like Jorge was saying, they have all the pitches for all the, from the academy level all the way up to the first team. And it's so cool. I mean, they're even teaching the kids there. They got the classrooms that the kids are, that are high school age or even younger are going to. They got the cafe. It's just, check the video out tomorrow. I got some great video of Zelly getting a workout on, like, they got this. What was the thing when they're lifting the weights, but like you do it on these pads so that you have to do it at the right time or something like that. It's so specific. They got this room that like is a chamber that pressurized the air to get you used to higher elevations. What was that one thing, Jorge, with all the cameras? So they do like jumps or something, and then the camera captures them from all these different angles. They got a lot of cool things going on. They got their own. Did you check out that barber chair? That was kind of fun. Anyway, check out the video tomorrow morning. You would have seen some of it tonight, but that's okay, Lee. That is on you, but it ain't on you, dog. It's okay, man. I mean, I put all that work in, but it's fine. And that'll drop tomorrow morning. Check it out. It was a lot of fun last night. And thanks again to the team for having us. And I got a thread off of DT's shoulder, man. I was kind of afraid to touch him, but I was standing right behind him. And he had that thread. I was like, oh, that's a nice shirt. Got to get that thread off your DT. I did call him DT again, though.
I can't believe you guys didn't steal a pair of boots or something for me, man.
Bro, they got
I didn't think about stealing anything, but I was like, I wonder walking through there because I got a real good shot of all the boots in the boot room. And I was just like, because you could see like the little kid one. I mean, everyone's boots were there. And I was like, I wonder if someone would be like, oh, man, those are the craziest whatever. But nah, man.
I think it was pretty cool seeing the shin pads and the shin guards that, like, it's got pictures of, like, people's families, stuff that's important to them. I thought that was really cool. That's really special.
Yeah, I mean, was that just on display or were they actually wearing them?
I mean, they probably wear them because that's where the boots were at. And it looks like it was just sat to a corner where I guess these guys just grab it and take it out.
Hey, I tell you too, man, that boot room definitely had some really good airflow because you think it'd be pretty funky in there, man, but it smelled fine.
Yeah, that's a good point.
JT running around.
He was like sniffing everything.
I smell your cleats,
I smell them nasty ass socks, man. Y'all be wearing.
Yeah,
man.
now where are the socks?
Yeah,
didn't see any socks. I don't know how they launder the stuff. But yeah, the facility is just badass, and it's really nice to have everything there together. And that is their home. Everyone's there. All the business side, all the ticketing, everyone is at the same place.
And it's cool too, because imagine you're part of the content team and you want to take video of somebody, like they're accessible there as well, right? So I think it's just efficient, and I think, Joe LeBou made a good point about I think that just helps create unity with like the squad, So because if you want to portray yourself as one team, this is a great way to do it as well, where you can get the content team, the business side, the player side, all under one roof, and I think that's very difficult to do.
I think it matches up though how the stadiums and such are worldwide, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the bigger clubs do have all of it at one location for the most part.
For sure.
Yeah. And my favorite was the phrasing of it, the above ground underwater treadmill. So it's basically a treadmill with all this plexiglass around it that they fill up with water to train running in water. It's not, but he's like, this is the above ground underwater treadmill. It's like, well, I'll be damned.
Yep. Yeah, man. So that's good news too, right? So Maybe one day we get our own stadium over that way too. I don't know. Maybe Jorge's going to drop an article on that in the morning.
You know, he was at. They were. Joe LeBout was asked about that. He said, as of now, they're happy with playing at the bank.
You talking about the stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't going to say anything about that.
No new stadium, huh?
Well, he said, as of now, they're happy to play at the bank.
Fair enough. I mean,
Take
the
that as
bank's
you
not
will.
bad. Just again, I wish it was grass. Connor, man, anything you want to touch on, man? Since this is your first time on the show.
I stick to my take that the fans and you, Lee, hate Capetti.
I do not hate Capetti. Take it back.
You told me at the end of the interview that you did.
I just
Wow.
no.
Lying.
It was more of a
4K.
sarcastic. Jorge, somebody
4K.
mute Jorge. Shut up, Jorge.
He literally just added you.
No.
Same
Hey,
thing.
I tell you what, this is a word that Jorge's been using a lot lately. We should replay that video.
Yeah.
Let's replay it.
Replay it.
Yeah.
Like the video that you didn't replay tonight.
I'm just.
What about the video that you were supposed to replay tonight that JT
Whatever,
worked on?
man. Because you got beat. And I do. Look, fine. You know what? I'll take it. Bring it on. Bring it on, man. As long as y'all hit that sub button, I'll be a Capetti hater.
Yeah. He's got to get behind. He's got to play better.
Oh, that's deep. I don't hate Art.
Yeah, because you don't like
that's
Messi
foul,
either.
And I hate it.
He's like
Ozzy Ardiles.
Oh, we figured it out. You don't like players
Man,
from
no.
Argentina.
I love Argentinians, man.
didn't like
Spurs is known
PTRG.
to have
He doesn't
Argentinians,
like
man. My
Messi. He
favorite
doesn't
player
like
growing up
Messi.
was Ozzy Ardiles, man. He was Argentinian. Get out of here.
Is it because Maradona scored on y'all in '86? Is that what it is?
What's that?
Is it because Diego Armando Maradona scored that wonder goal against
Yeah,
England?
actually, we need to play that game back. Right? If we're gonna
40
start
years
playing games
later?
back, we're gonna play that game back for sure. Yeah, ring the bell, JT. I can't hear it too well, so you can be as loud as you want tonight, JT.
All right, boys, don't keep
That's
talking
it.
over each other so much.
Yeah.
Don't you see we have a guest here? You dicks.
Yes. I mean, he knew what he was in for. He stopped for an interview after the game.
Metric of success: if we make the playoffs but lose the play-in, do you give?
Oh my God, man!
Our season, I'd say yes.
There's a lot of Lee hates going on right now. I don't hate anybody except for anyways.
Hey, no, Lee, no. Don't go there.
I was just gonna say my own life, but anyways.
No, Lee.
I kid. I'm in a good spot. I'm happy. I talked to my shrink this morning. So, anyways. Yeah, so to answer this question, there will be a live next week. We're going to do the live watch along. We just decided here and now. And so, next Wednesday, about 15 minutes before kickoff, we'll start the live show and all that fun stuff.
Maybe we get Jorge to give us a live report from dip in from the bank.
We did talk about Ole. Found out it was just a rumor and Top Bin was clickbaiting.
Whoa. Why are you lying under my name?
What do you mean? I didn't put anything under your name.
There's no rumor. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is interested in coaching Charlotte FC. That, from a good source, that is true. None of that is a lie. Where
is that from the Target checkout people?
In Joe, point to me in Joe LeBout's quote retweet to my post where he says Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not interested in coaching Charlotte FC. Read me those lines from that tweet.
He said, end of, cut it out, stop with the bullshit. And that's why I even retweeted it and said, do we need this kind of distraction before the end of the season? So, yeah, clickbait 90, everybody.
For sure. That's what we are.
That's basement
flames.
Whatever we are. What are we again? Basement what?
Basement
bloggers or something? I don't know, man.
I'm going to make those shirts basement bloggers.
Oh, basement bloggers?
Yeah.
I'm going to get Brian from the Yeti Clan a sticker.
Yeah. And for the folks that are going out Saturday, man, pull up and tailgate with the Yeti Clan. Tell me that, but I need to get one with one of you guys from the Yeti Clan at some point. And where is Vinny Mello? He is Sir Minty. I've been saying it for 2 years now. Nobody wants to believe me on that.
I have another story too. Should I drop this news here?
Yeah, go for it.
Or maybe not because I am clickbait apparently.
That's fine.
Someone's got butt hurt.
He did. Look. He's over here texting me too. Why are you saying that, man? You're messing up my vibe. Look,
I'm texting you about the video that you're supposed to play that you didn't play.
JT might be able to do it.
The referee started giving Spurs games. You think you
Oh,
can just have it
listen
easy.
to you, man. Now you're starting to sound like Capetti.
Oh,
Yeah, but they're just
Lord.
whining and bitching, man. Yellow card, man. Go, get out of here. Yeah,
It'd be great if Jorge fell out of his chair.
that's it.
Dang, all right.
So, yeah, look, see,
Top
just saying,
clickbait
man, it's
90.
not me. It's not me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe
So,
it.
what news do you have then? Save yourself, Jorge. We're giving you the chance to save yourself, man, to come back as top bin 90.
Sir Minty will have a new suit next season.
Whoa.
A new suit?
Yeah, his thing is like if you see Sir Minty, I'm like, bro, that thing is tore up.
Yeah, they can't change it before the
I
end
was
of the
like,
season finishes, though.
Per a source, they're gonna freshen my boy back up before season 3, which is great news for all the fans. We get to see a fresh suited Sir Minty. He needs it. He's been working overtime. You could tell in that suit, right, that he's been through war and back. It's not a redesign. I think it's the same suit.
Yeah, and they definitely.
They're just going to actually take it to the dry cleaners.
Yo, Vinny Mello, props to you for wearing that.
Oh no,
they do need to pressure wash him, man.
Pressure wash them. Yo, nah, they need to take him through through like one of those car
dry
washes
cleaner.
to have all the.
Take him through the car wash. Throw him in the back of the truck, man, and just take him through the car wash.
If we would have seen the Sir Minty room last, I didn't hear anything about Sir Minty's spot at the facility, and everyone's supposed to be under the same roof. Where was Sir Minty last night?
Yeah, man. Somebody always gets left out, man. Hey, real quick, let's touch on the legacy, man. Unfortunately, they lost their first playoff game. I couldn't make it out there. I really tried to make it out.
Lazy Spurs fan. Keep going.
No, I mean, I think we're top of the league right now, to be honest with you, but I'm not even going to go there, right?
You're joint top lead with Arsenal, right?
Hey, man.
Talk about Charlotte, man. Y'all stop.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Let me apologize for these dingbats over here. These two.
Thoughts on the MLS as a league? My thoughts have always been that I don't think that the U.S. national team players should mainly be playing in the MLS because I think it's an inferior league to a lot of
hot take
there.
Hot take.
Is it?
I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, the best players in the world want to play in the best league in the world, right? I mean, wherever that is. I mean, but at the end of the day, right? I mean, personally, I would pick the player that's informed that year. Right? It doesn't matter where they're playing.
I just think we draw so much from the MLS, and I think we want to prove that it's like a good league because it's American. I just think we should be sending more players international to get more experience rather than keeping them here in the MLS. Or I don't know exactly how it works, but I was just think we need more international players rather than I feel like always half the guys on our team play in the MLS. That's why we have a mediocre.
Don't you think most of them? I don't know. I guess they probably do like, if the money's right, they like playing in the United States since they're from here. But I wonder if most of them would, if the money was the same, would they prefer to play in a better league? Not just about so like take the money part off the table. Let's say it's exactly the same, but would they be like, I'd much rather be getting more experience in an international league than playing here in Kansas City or whatever?
I think it's more exposure at least in Europe, right? It's more exposure. You get to make some of those deals for outside of soccer, right? Meaning like boots and shirts and all that fun stuff. Anyways, true. All right, guys, I'm having a hard time hearing y'all, so I'm gonna close down the show because I can't get in my groove. But Connor, man, if anybody wants to reach out to you, talk to you, tell you in your DMs that Capetti sucks, that Lee hates Capetti. Capetti, right? All this. And by the way, Capetti, I don't hate you, but how can they find you?
It's probably just my name, Connor Turlings, Turlings. Come in my DM. Tell me how much you love Capetti, hate Capetti, I guess. I expect it'll be a lot of hate, but You know, I'm on his side and will always be on his side.
Well, maybe he won't block you like he did some of us.
He blocked you?
Not me.
Who do you block? Jorge?
I'm not. I'll let Jorge answer that.
No, Jorge. What'd you do?
I didn't do nothing.
Nothing. It was here for like a week, and the man blocked him.
I don't do anything. I mean, we didn't say anything negative about him. We didn't say anything super positive about him. But that's his prerogative. I don't care what he does. Just score the goals.
That's it.
Do what you need. That's what I care about. I don't care if you follow us. I don't care if you unfollow us. I don't care if you block us. Just score the goals. And Guzman is right. We still have 3 minutes left.
Well, hold on a second, man. If we still got 3 minutes left, I'm going to come back on Yeti Clan. Yeah, Hazard ruined every Spurs fan's dream, but Charlotte just ruined Chelsea. Ever since they played us, man, they haven't even got out the top 10, or into the top 10. So take that, Yeti Clan. Can we ban them? Can we ban the Yeti Clan?
He's in Yeti Clan.
I'm kidding. I love you, Brian. David, we're going to have to talk, man. JT, other than everybody hitting that sub button again for us, man, and sharing and liking, where can people find us at?
At CLTFC Fan TV.
For the fans, by the fans. And we're dropping the behind the scenes tomorrow, right?
Check it out. You know, there's a lot of like selfie videos, so you're going to see my face in all of its glory. But yeah, it was a lot of fun last night going out there to see the facility, and I hope y'all enjoy the video tomorrow. And too bad we didn't get to see it tonight. And I worked on so hard today.
Oh, that was a low-key dig. Whatever. You could probably do it.
Low-key. That was straight up.
Look, let me ask you, do you see a present button down there at the bottom of your screen?
Yes, I do actually.
Hit the present button and then select video file. And then select the video.
Just don't play anything inappropriate.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Let's see if it works.
There you go.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy JT. October 10th, man. 10,
just so you know, hold on. Just so you know, this is the rough cut. This isn't. I'm gonna spice it up with some music and everything. But yeah, man. Why don't we just say goodbye to ourselves or whatever and let it play? I don't care.
Yeah, we'll let it play, and then we'll just
hanging out at Charlotte FC's new place in Southeast Charlotte, down near Matthews Way, man. This is a media thing. They got some people and some other special people showing it off. We got the big logo on the wall, man. I know they got some good food. Well, whatever. CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it. Yeah, this place is big, man. I mean, it kind of looks like a big industrial building, painted in a really cool way. There's the logo there.
So you can see it's like
and the big logo here, and they got the fields off to the left where the different lower league and youth teams play.
Yeah, there's the stage from last night.
Hey, yo, check it out. I thought this was a ping pong table. And I was like, man, this thing's like all curved up and everything. And I just didn't know any better, man. It's like a soccer ping pong table where you play the ball over there. Man, this world's crazy.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Cut that cake.
Here's the giant
shots of beer.
It's a small beer.
They're on a budget, man.
Big man.
He's opening a new building.
Hey, Heidi. Hey, Carl.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm very fine, thanks. This is the new facility in the background. This wonderful launching event. This will be the cafeteria, the hangout spot. They've got
Cafeteria, player lounge.
player lounge. You know, I was kind of dumb earlier, as I often am, but I thought that ping pong table was a ping pong table. And I was like, why is it bent down? And it's because you play soccer on it.
Yeah.
But they have a real ping pong table right there.
Very competitive games going on over there.
Nice.
Tech ball, I can't play that, so I can't speak to it. But
Nice. But now this is your home base too?
yes, the business team works out of here as well. So very excited.
Are you? I was gonna say you start
so they all can eat together.
Feels like I have a home. So.
Yeah, which you do, and it's tucked up East Charlotte, coming at you. So go CLTFC. And this is their own little private barber chair. And they say, look good, feel good, play good, all day, all day. I said, look good, play good, feel good. For the crowd, for the crowd. The auditorium where they can look at film or whatever. Obviously, video, stuff like that. Don't forget too, man, kids are being taught school here, man. We got all sorts of stuff going on. This is the home base for Charlotte FC in the house. So this is basically some stop motion craziness that they can see how they jump and how they respond to jumping.
I don't know what it really does for their training,
which is just advancing. Look at all those cameras on the walls.
They like jump up. Oh yeah, there's the mural. That's in the exercise room. Very apt for Halloween time.
For the crown.
I did like how the weight system had that CLTFC on. That was pretty dope.
No.
Yay!
Oh yeah, this is the mural is. I gotta talk quiet because they're talking about the weightlifting. But in this weightlifting room, guess what? They got this bad ass mural right now. Look at that.
What he said.
And also, it's Halloween, a little scary. But look at that shit. Look in between us.
That dude, he didn't know what the hell.
Who's a badass? She's a badass.
Zelly, get it, girl!
Get it, get it.
They're cheering because that little monitor says
How did it feel? How did it feel? How did it feel?
correctly or something.
I do that for a living.
I know, right? All day, all
That clip's not supposed to be. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's the above ground underwater treadmill.
This is one of the big things they got, y'all. This is the above ground underwater. So they fill this thing like a bathtub. It comes up like that, and you can work out. Now, it's like a treadmill underwater. Hey, you got a treadmill underwater? They got a treadmill underwater. Get them treatments. Get them treatments. Get them treatments. And I tell you one thing, this will be one of the few times there's beers allowed in this area. I know that.
I was so proud. I was like, this is the only time to ever have a beer in here.
I'm gonna have to hire you for photography. And ain't no TJ, it's JT.
You changed the name, man.
It's fine. This is the super sweet locker room. This is the first team locker room. So like Charlotte Legacy and all the other teams, the youth teams and everything, they're not here. But this is where the first team practices and plays. And they're telling me I gotta go. They're like, hey man, you can't be hanging out this long. You gotta go.
Because they bring us in the individual rooms.
AKA where all the cleats are.
Everyone else gotta get their footage, but I gotta do my thing, so I had to wait back.
If they want to stretch their stuff out.
Oh yeah, that was cool. The shoe stretchers or whatever.
That's how they make them. They make the shoes, man.
The cobblers. They got their in-house cobbler.
Yeah.
There you go, Lee. There's your shot.
I know you should
Look at
grab me
that.
one or two, man.
I think that's the the secretary
that's like
to the
going
really
into
big
the
wig. It's like
executive
black on
area.
black.
I got the
That's
black
badass.
on black. You're like, whoa.
And
But yeah,
here are
basically
all
opens up
the
everything.
offices. But how great is it to have everyone in one place? We're back in the cafe, aka the cafeteria. You can tell the people that work here and work for the team are like, man, y'all need to go home.
This is like,
Y'all
this was
don't
supposed
want
to
y'all
end
to
at 8.
go
It was like 8:30.
Hey, so that's the end of the party, y'all. Checking it out. There's more stuff to check out. We're gonna check out more stuff. This is the front entrance. Look at that big ass lobby. All day.
That's good stuff, man. So yeah, JT's got more footage of that, and we're gonna drop it on our channel sometime tomorrow. And other than that, folks, man, we wish y'all a good night. And yeah, if you're going out to see the Mexico game Saturday, go hang out with the Yeti Clan and those folks over at the tailgate lot. But other than that, man, y'all have a good night. Have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you. Peace.